very inaccurate, and she does not believe Tiffany Thompson to be a credible source of the information, and she suggested to the findings there be no suspension for Ezekiel Elliott.
Right.
Well, here's the funny part about that. There are conflicting reports about her findings, in specific, if they ever reached the commissioner.
Yeah.
As you know, Ezekiel Elliott has been levied a 6-game suspension by Commissioner Roger Goodell, or as we're going to start referring to him as Roger Baddell.
Yeah. Well.
There's nothing good about him.
No.
Roger Baddell. All right, Mr. Baddell wrote, and his crew wrote up a 160-page report.
Jeez.
About
about the time for that.
You investigate for 13 months. That's 10 pages a month. It's less than 10 pages a month, or it's a little more than 10 pages a month.
All right.
They wrote a 160-page report. Not once did they ever mention the findings of their lead investigator, Kia Roberts, and her issues with the lack of credibility of the accuser, Ms. Thompson. Why was that not mentioned in the 160-page report?
It's a good question.
I'll tell you why. Because they're trying to drive the narrative that Ezekiel Elliott is guilty. And they want to cast absolutely no shadow of doubt, which is exactly what that would have done.
Yeah.
They want everyone in the fandom to believe that Ezekiel Elliott is the bad guy. Now, I don't know if he did it. I don't know if he did not do it. All I know is that this lead investigator, Ms. Kia Roberts, believes that he did not do it. Why don't you weigh the findings of the person that you specifically hired to handle things like this?
Yeah, it's just it just furthers the point as to how unprofessional they've handled the case.
Absolutely.
So far.
And then the appeal.
I mean, it's nothing more than consistent as to what we've seen in the past. With even the same with the Ray Rice incident.
Ray Rice, Deflategate, Josh Brown, all of it.
Fire alarm.
All of it. Martavis Bryant. Martavis Bryant's been suspended for 2 years because he smoked marijuana.
What about even with Landry?
Well, we're still gonna have to wait for that, because I've heard conflicting reports that they have actual proof showing him, like, not that there's any doubt like there is with the photos of the bruises on Tiffany Thompson, but that there are either photos or video of him doing it.
All right. Well, good. Pictures or it didn't happen.
Well, that seems to be everyone's favorite saying. I haven't seen any proof. I just read headlines that show conflicting reports that either he didn't do it and there's absolutely no proof, and there's proof otherwise. But then I've also seen headlines that say that there are photos or video, I don't remember what it was, of him doing it. I'll obviously investigate and research into that a little more.
We can't.
But we're not gonna talk about that tonight.
We can't formally, like I said, take a side yet.
Right.
And I mean, who's even to say? I mean, like, even bruising can be, self-inflicted,
Yeah.
And to convince any party, for the most part, who's to say something that wasn't going on? But we don't know.
We don't know, especially because there are text messages, and we're going to keep this as PG and, anti-racial and anti-discriminatory as possible.
Right.
But there are texts of her saying things like, "You're a black man, you're a black athlete, I'm a white woman.
Yeah,
who do you think the police are going to believe?" Which is an absolutely horrible thing to say. Absolutely horrible thing to say. There's also texts that show that she was asking her friends to lie to the police. So this woman looks absolutely incredible at the moment.
Right.
And so I do just want to say, in the case of Jarvis Landry, in the case of Ray Rice, in the case of Greg Hardy, Ray Caruth, even Ezekiel Elliott, if you did this, you're a scumbag.
If you did it.
If you did it, you're a scumbag. If you committed any act of violence toward anyone, you're a scumbag.
If it's proven, yeah.
If you didn't do it and you're being accused of it, the person accusing you is a scumbag.
They're out for your good name.
Absolutely. Just like we had an incident here in Albany. Do you remember the issue with the 3 girls on the bus?
Not.
Okay, there were 3 girls who accused a group of people of saying some racist things and starting a fight.
I think so. Now that yeah. Okay.
And one kid even got kicked out of school for it.
Mm-hmm.
Come to find out, the video shows that none of that happened and the girls were lying.
Right.
So now who's the real scumbag? Those girls.
Yeah.
Trying to make a racial thing out of nothing. Trying to make a sexist thing out of nothing. Lying to police, saying that you were abused or you were attacked unfairly for something. Why? Why did you do that? Like, you're scumbags. That's it. Ray Rice, scumbag. Okay, talented scumbag, but scumbag.
Did anyone?
Greg Hardy, scumbag. Those girls, scumbag. That's the way I feel about it. I mean, like I said, if Ezekiel Elliott did do this, I'll have no problem calling him a scumbag. If he did not, I have no problem calling Tiffany Thompson a scumbag. And
it should be very interesting to see, Wes, if more proof does come forward with it. But I mean, if anything, in her case, it's a mission to possibly even get money out of it.
Potentially. The appeal got a little bit crazy. Some things came out that I don't know that either side really wanted to come out. So, Ezekiel Elliott was testifying under oath for this federal court nonsense. Mm-hmm. He was asked about drug use, and he admitted that he did use drugs, cocaine, and smoked a little bit of weed. People are calling him stupid for admitting that. Well, first of all, if you're under oath and you lie,
telling the truth,
if you're under oath and you lie,
right,
isn't that a federal offense?
I would say so. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you whatever deity you believe in.
Right.
Is that not like that almost got a president impeached?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like
let's keep keep it.
And second of all, who cares? Who cares that he did coke? Was it stupid? Yes. Yeah. Do you know who else did coke? Obama, Bush.
A lot of people.
It's a white collar drug. A lot of big time business people use cocaine.
Sure.
Is it stupid? Yeah. Absolutely.
You gotta stay awake somehow, though.
Right. I mean, there's coffee.
Sometimes coffee doesn't get you there.
Is it? We're gonna have to drug test you.
No, you're not gonna find anything.
Like I said, is it stupid? Absolutely. Is it dangerous? Absolutely. Is it illegal? Absolutely. Is it really that big of a deal that he did it before? I don't think so.
I mean, you'd have to basically scrutinize everybody for the most part. Nowadays, it's a common thing.
I mean, one of the heroes of baseball is Doc Ellis, who threw a no-hitter on an acid trip.
Right.
I mean, like, come on. Nobody cares about what they did, what people did in their past. All right? I don't want to say that because there are some people who've done some really bad things. Like Charles Manson, like, bad guy. Okay.
Yeah. If you're pretty much free of any kind of, like, domestic violence or, you haven't been, like, charged with any kind of, like, murder or anything, for the most part, I think your past is You're not really defined by it.
If you snorted coke years ago and haven't done it in a long time, like, you're past it, right? Get over it.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. I don't care about that. What I do care about is, did he do this?
Right.
And I don't think the cocaine and the alcohol and the marijuana are related to domestic abuse in any sense. She's claiming that maybe he hit her while he was hopped up on coke. I don't know that he did or did not. Right now, it looks a whole hell of a lot like he did not do it. It gets even crazier. I don't know how many people knew this before, but Tiffany Thompson was pregnant.
Right.
With twins.
Yep.
Ezekiel Elliott's kids. One of them supposedly died in the womb, a miscarriage, which is absolutely unfortunate. It's a traumatic experience that no one should have to go through.
Right.
And then the second one, they were young, felt like they couldn't really, handle a child, and she got an abortion, which that's a different topic for a different podcast. Not ours, not now. And so Ezekiel Elliott has said or alluded to the idea that maybe she did it on purpose to get him to stay with her, because this whole thing happened is over him wanting to break up with her.
Right. And that's, there's a mind game to a lot of things in life, and that's just probably one example of it right there.
It gets even weirder. It gets even weirder.
What do you got?
Ezekiel Elliott admitted that he was frustrated and jealous because the accuser, Miss Tiffany Thompson, was sleeping with some of his teammates.
Okay.
In particular, Lucky Whitehead, who, surprised, is not part of the team anymore.
Yeah.
All right. And then showing him messages and taunting him with it. And he admits that it did make him a little bit jealous. But I believe, I don't have the exact timeline, I believe all of that happened after the alleged abuse.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then the case itself is just full of questions.
Yeah, in any case. And it's like anything else as far as like conspiracy and whatnot. It's always turning over a new leaf daily. So how who's to say? How can you believe, and how do you know what to believe for the most part?
Breaking news as we were talking about Ezekiel Elliott. Apparently, the NFL has decided to uphold
the 6 games?
The 6-game suspension.
All 6 games?
Yeah, apparently.
Wow.
Absolutely. It's been upheld by Harold Henderson. So as of right now, he will be missing the first 6 games of the season. But that might not make a difference because Ezekiel Elliott seems like he wants to take the Tom Brady route and fight it in court. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on.
I would say, by all means.
Might as well, right? They've already filed the motion.
Exercise, any options that you have and fight it.
Yeah, and I feel like, knowing what we know about... Well, actually, let's get into it. Because
touch on like the how the NFL kind of handles it overall.
Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, the next thing we're gonna talk about.
That's why I kind of had it here.
Yeah.
Well.
The case is just full of questions, full of holes, such as why was Kia Roberts' report not being used in the suspension?
Right.
Why did Tiffany Thompson not have to testify under oath when Ezekiel Elliott did? Why? Why doesn't he have the right to face his accuser?
Yeah.
So why shouldn't she have to testify?
Well, that's, in my opinion in itself, it's like, well, here's kind of where the NFL doesn't, shouldn't even be involved.
Right. And how credible, how credible was it really, this whole appeal process, considering that the NFL had admitted that she had lied to them about Ezekiel Elliott yanking her from his car. The NFL admitted that she lied to them.